All right, everybody. We are here with Ryan Kirby with Curbside Cleaning. Thank you, Ryan, for being here.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, tell us, Ryan, where are you located and what services do you offer?
So we're near London, just outside London in the UK. We do primarily pressure washing and window cleaning, but we also do a lot of soft washing, roof cleaning, carpet cleaning, um, pretty much anything external, soffits and fascias, um, artificial grass we do as well, which is quite an interesting one.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much what keeps us busy.
Yeah, I saw how you do the artificial grass. That's really cool. And I saw you use the Mighty Atom Skyvac, which that was one of the first gutter cleaning systems I bought. Now I
Yeah, it's the first one I bought actually as well.
Yeah, which uh what do you use now for gutter clean? Which
So I've upgraded to the industrial one, Sky. I don't know what the
the
name of it is.
85? The 85.
Yeah, the big silver
Yeah.
drum one.
Yep, the 85. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I saw you because your channel, like your channel on YouTube, and I'll link it down. Really good.
Thank
I
you,
think you have really good videos, good content.
thank you.
When so when did you start the business and then what made you, start YouTube?
So I started the business in May 2021. The YouTube side of so I've watched a lot of YouTube videos to sort of get ideas on other services I can offer. So I started out as a window cleaner, and then I quickly wanted to add services that I could add on to my window cleaning customers. So I started watching YouTube videos to sort of have a look at other people's services, what other stuff that people offer. I saw that the pressure washing was, quite popular on YouTube. So I think I maybe done two or three jobs before I started filming. Filmed my first job on my phone, and then yeah, I just pretty much almost every job that's been worth recording since then has been recorded. Um, the sort of ones I do every year, I don't always record them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was primarily where the idea came from. It was, someone else's idea first,
Yeah.
much like any.
Yeah, no, definitely, because you have really good stuff. And in where you live in the like UK,
Mhm,
I feel like, because I know, like definitely in America it's so big, but I know a couple guys out of the UK that do it, but out of content
mhm.
wise, I would say yours is one of the best. I mean, yours is very
You
good.
reckon?
Yeah, you do
Thank
a
you.
really good job. And I'm trying to learn how to do it honestly better. Like the whole editing thing, that's all new to me.
Mm.
So I saw your channel, I'm like, man, I your motivation for me. Like I gotta, did it take you a while to learn how to kind of just edit and just make the videos, or it just came natural to you?
No, it did take a while to get used to. I mean, if you look back at some of my earlier videos, they are not as good to watch. I think is probably the
Yeah.
best way to put it. Than sort of my newer ones. But what I done, which really helped me, was I started filming the clips
Mm-hmm.
as I wanted to put them into the video. So instead
Mm-hmm.
of filming one continuous video, then having to chop it up, move bits around, I would stop and start. So I use a GoPro now. I'd stop and start the GoPro, move it around every sort of couple of minutes or whatever. Um, and I sort of trying to stick to a blueprint. So I try to the fastest I'll speed something up will be 400%.
Hmm.
So I know sort of a 4 minute clip will be a minute long, if that makes sense. So I try
Yeah.
to stick to sort of 2.5 minutes of cleaning, and then I'll pause the GoPro, move it to a different angle,
Yeah.
just so it can keep people engaged. And then that I found that the editing process became a hell of a lot quicker because
Gotcha.
all I've got to do is sort of trim off the start and the end
Okay.
of each clip, and then sort of plug them together. Um, so yeah, that
Gotcha.
really sped up the editing process for me.
Okay. And how did you get into exterior cleaning? Because I know, like, for me, myself, I didn't just grow up saying, hey, I want to do window cleaning. That's not usually kids want to be like
No,
at
no.
least like how? What's your little background, if you don't mind?
So my father-in-law was a window cleaner. He passed away about 6 years ago now. So we had a lot of the equipment sort of sitting
Mhm.
around, not being used.
Yeah.
I had a business previously where we rented out photo booths and dance floors, DJs, stuff like that for weddings and corporate
Hmm.
events. I sold that business, um, and then found myself with nothing to do. I had no plans to start a new business. I was just sort of sitting around, and this stuff was sitting in the garage. So I thought, you know what, we'll give it a go, see where we can get. And yeah, really just sort of flew off the handle from the beginning, which was nice. Sort of put the stuff that I'd learned in the previous business into
Mm,
this business,
that
and it really sort of, I think I don't know so much about the America, but in the UK, you find there's a hell of a lot of external cleaning companies,
yeah.
especially in each area, and to stand out, personally, I think all you have to really do is get back to people and turn up when you say you're going to turn up, because 90% of these companies just aren't replying to people, or they're saying they'll be around a certain day and not turning up. And I'd say probably 30–40% of the work that I get is off the back of someone who's already booked someone else and been let down.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I always ask the clients like why they hired us, and it's yeah,
Hmm.
90% of the time they're like, you answered your phone or you gave us the quote
Yeah,
within 30 minutes. Like, yeah, because people I get you would
yeah,
think it's common sense, but no, it's the same in the US. Like competition's ridiculous. Like, and so, just picking up the phone, quick quotes, I mean, that already separates you, from a lot of the
yeah.
competition. But specifically in the UK, what would you say your most popular service is? Because would it be like soft washing because you guys get so much rain?
So if I remove the window cleaning, which is more bread and butter, because I think in the US, I think you sort of do window cleaning once a year, didn't you? Is like the norm.
Yeah, like
Um,
we always try to push it more, but yeah, it's about once a year.
yeah. So whereas in the UK, we do every 4 weeks,
What?
probably because it's a little
Jeez.
bit more damp. So whereas you'll get $250 a year, we'll charge $25 a month, and 12 times a year. So it's the same, works out the same sort of
Yeah.
price, roughly, but it's more bread and butter work. Then I'd say the pressure washing is the most popular service we offer, and I think it is simply because the conditions in the UK promote a lot of moss growth, a
Hmm.
lot of weed growth. It's damp, and even when it's hot, it can be quite humid, and that promotes a lot of growth. All of our pressure washing jobs include a soft wash,
Okay.
for that reason, because we feel like if you don't kill off the organics, then
Correct.
within a week you're looking at having weeds back. Even with the soft wash, most times it's within a couple of months they start getting growth back.
Hmm.
But we always recommend to the customers to just get out there with a strong weed killer every couple of months, and it will keep them at bay.
Yeah, and oh, definitely. And I don't know if you've seen like a lot of, but at least in the Pacific Northwest in the US, like Washington, Oregon, there's a lot of moss, a lot of rain, probably similar weather to the UK.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's two different types of soft washing options that companies do. There's one with the SH, the bleach, they're gonna, soft wash and they'll leave it on. And then number two is they'll just scrape it with a brush and then they'll just put zinc powder, which it's not as effective, but they do it because it's
yeah.
cheaper if clients don't want to pay. I don't know, have you guys ever used the zinc powder out there or just the bleach?
So no, I've never used the zinc powder, but I think a lot of the roofs in the US are shingle, aren't they?
Correct. Correct.
Whereas we have concrete tiles, we don't really have shingle roofs.
Mm,
So the zinc powder, I don't think it'd really do a hell of a lot.
no.
We do offer we offer a scrape and biocide or a low pressure clean. So I get a lot of American viewers telling me how I've broken all the roofs,
Yeah.
doing the doing the low pressure cleans, but obviously they are concrete tiles, they do take a little bit more of a beating than the shingle would.
Gotcha.
And personally, myself, never damaged anyone's roof or never had any further complaints after the clean.
Right.
But yeah, the buyer side, I do offer that as a additional service, so I don't always include it straight away, especially with a low pressure clean, because you do remove 99% of the moss.
Right.
With a scrape, I would always do a buyer side treatment, because you can't get rid of all of the moss with a scrape.
Correct.
Especially the stuff that sort of lives under the tiles. So then, yeah, you have to do the buyer side treatment with a scrape. But yeah, with the low pressure clean, it's not always necessary.
Gotcha, man. I like your shirt, your curbside clean. I was just looking at
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
man,
This one is covered in paint.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
painting my
It's all good. I'm like,
house.
uh,
Yeah.
what kind of apparel do you, because we just have hats and shirts and stuff, but do you have different types of apparel for curbside?
Yeah, so I've had a range of different bits over the years, because we use a lot of hypo. They get ruined very, very quickly, so I
Yes.
sort of change them up. So I've had polo tops,
Mm,
t-shirts. Let's say at the moment I've got the logo on the arm. I've found it's not as effective, like branding wise, to have it on your
right.
chest. So probably the next ones I'll get will go back on the chest. I do like the polos better, but during the summer it's just a little bit too hot to have a thick
Yeah.
polo on. So I'll just stick to the t-shirts. I've got hoodies, which are
Oh,
quite cool
okay.
with the logo on the arm. They look
Yeah.
nice. Obviously it's a lot damper here, so we have rain jackets. I think I might have one. I can show you. Yeah.
Oh,
So a
okay.
raincoat with the services on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got the logo on the front, or the old logo anyway. We've also got body warmers. Oh,
Man, you got a do you work out in there too in the garage?
no, not here.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's a frame. The frame in the background for my
Oh,
wedding.
guys.
We get married in
Oh,
2 weeks.
oh, congrats,
So it's
man.
going to
That's awesome.
hold our welcome sign.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's awesome, man. Where are you gonna have it?
It's not far from us. It's about 20 minutes away. So yeah,
Oh,
nice and
okay.
local.
Man,
Nice and
awesome.
local.
That's really exciting stuff. And what do
It
you
is exciting.
yeah, no, I got married February of 2022. So yeah, it's a little over.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no, thanks. What is your most effective way of marketing? Because I'm sure it's pretty similar to out here. I don't know if you do paid ads or like.
Yeah. So I've pretty much done all the different types of marketing,
Mhm.
but I don't know if you have this in America. It's a company we use called Checker Trade, and they're sort of you can pay to be part of there, and like customers will go on to Checker Trade to look for a company to do something, and Checker Trade have already vetted you, so you've got to make sure you're insured,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, and then they recommend a company, and then you reply to the ad. That's where I get my largest jobs.
Okay.
But as far as sort of day-to-day work goes, domestic work as well, Facebook is probably the best
Do
way
you?
for me. I don't. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you do just the free Facebook groups or the Facebook ads?
So I've never used a Facebook group to promote anything.
Mm.
I've done a few paid ads, which haven't been great.
Mhm.
But I find, like, when I put something online, someone will tag someone else, or someone who's used me before will tag a friend, and then that friend will get in touch. And over time, it's all about being consistent, I think, because doing it once, or even once a month, isn't going to do anything. Like, that person who's a potential customer has to see your brand 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then they'll go, right, these guys are on it. They're doing a lot of patio cleaning, and I
Yeah.
need my patio done. Let me just message them. But the first time they see you, they might not message you.
Right.
Second time they see you, they might go, oh, I've seen them, I saw them before. Yeah. Third time they see you, they go, "Cool, these guys are, they're working." And then the fourth time is when they go, "Let me find out how much it'll be."
Oh
So
yeah.
I think it's being consistent. You don't have to spend tons and tons of money on marketing, depending on the size of your business. Obviously, the
Hmm.
bigger your business, the more you do have to spend money.
Right, right.
But when you're just starting out, particularly, which I know probably a lot of your viewers will be watching this, will be
Correct.
looking at, either starting or having just started up. They don't have to spend a lot of time, a lot of money, but you do have to spend a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
So invest the time whilst you haven't got the money, because once you start getting the money, the time becomes a lot harder to hold on to. And finding time to even post a picture becomes difficult, or it
Oh,
slips your mind.
oh man, I remember when I would have all day because I wouldn't have jobs. Literally all day I would go door knocking, all because I didn't have money,
Yeah,
and I didn't have money for Google or Facebook ads. So
no,
yeah, I would just spend all day. And now, I mean, like there's no way I have any time at all to be doing that.
no,
So
yeah,
yeah, you're absolutely right about you just now instead of not having time, it's like, okay, well, because we do a lot of paid ads. I mean, I
yeah.
wish I and referrals of course come in, things like that. But yeah,
Mm.
and I think the what you were talking about here in the US, it's called either Thumbtack or Angie's Leads, and it's the same type of
Sure,
thing.
it's a similar sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, and initially, like I tried those, but I had no luck. And because the what I found with it, like let's say you get a lead, they share it with a lot of people. So it's like
Yeah.
most of the time I call and they already hired somebody because someone else called them prior. So
Yeah, so I think with our one, they only send it out to like 5 people.
hmm,
So the five closest company
gotcha.
get the
Hmm,
job, and then those companies can either say, so the next stage is yes, I'd like to quote, or no, I'm too busy, so
right.
you can decline to quote it. So occasionally, so I'm on there for carpet cleaning, but
Oh,
I
okay.
don't do a lot of grout cleaning.
Yeah.
So occasionally an ad will come through for grout cleaning, which I'll turn down. Um, so that in that sense, then the next person will get the lead after I've turned it down. So they don't
Hmm,
send it to everyone all at once, which I think
gotcha.
works quite nicely.
Gotcha. Yeah, I subcontract carpet cleaning work out sometimes. Never really got into it, but I know, I mean, there's a huge demand for it for sure. Do you do
Hmm.
carpet cleaning or just every once in a while?
Um, so I think it goes through stages. This month I've done a lot, but last month I didn't do many at all. I think it has its ups and downs during the summer when there's less sort of wet mud being walked in and
Hmm.
people spend more time outside. The internals of the house are getting less dirty,
Yeah.
and especially carpet. Even if it's dusty, you won't see that. But then come the winter, when the rain starts and people are walking rainy footprints in muddy footprints,
Yeah.
and they can't shift it themselves, then you end up getting quite a few more calls.
Gotcha.
Especially Christmas time, people will have their house cleaned. They'll have their carpets cleaned in advance of family coming round. Um, and then January they'll have them cleaned after the family have been round,
Hmm.
because they've had a house full for 2 weeks, and everyone's sort of been running around here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, no,
So yeah, it goes through stages.
gotcha. Do you offer Christmas lights? Because I feel like here that is the hottest thing every exterior clean business is doing now is Christmas lights.
Yeah, so I think in the UK it's not as big of a thing as it is in the US.
Oh,
First and
okay.
foremost.
Okay.
Secondly, I've built my business. I feel like to put up Christmas lights, you sort of have to go up a ladder. So a lot of the work I do from the ground, or if I do a roof clean, I'll use a scaffold tower.
Hmm.
Now, I don't think the money can be charged. Someone's not going to pay to have their lights put up which the most that most people do in the UK would be like one strip of lights
Oh
around the
yeah,
front of the
no.
house, sort of thing. They don't go crazy.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
I
Yeah,
don't think the demand's there for it in the UK, but it's not something that I would offer just
yeah.
from a health and safety point of view.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't offer it. Like I focus in the fall, gutter cleaning. I'd rather do that, I'd rather just push that heavy. But yeah, out here in the US, man, like the average ticket minimum is 1 to 2 thousand for a Christmas.
really,
Oh, it's ridiculous. Like I just interviewed a guy, he did 100,000 in 2 months in Christmas lights last year.
wow,
Yeah, it's
that's incredible.
people out here, Americans, they love their Christmas lights, man. It's wild. Maybe Americans are a little crazy for Christmas, but but what what do you think makes you different from your competitors? Oh, I think it just froze for a second. Probably just the connection. I'm just gonna wait for it to un-
Oh,
oh, okay,
yeah,
now
there you are. There you're back.
okay, perfect. I was gonna say, what what makes you different from your competitors, would you say, besides like answering your phone and just showing up like during the right time, like you said earlier?
So I think me particularly, very much like I think the American companies, we treat
No.
as a business. And external cleaning companies are made up of towns, which are a lot smaller. Um, and a lot of these people are like Mark's window cleaning, Phil's exterior cleaning, Dave's exterior cleaning, and they're one person. It's very personable. Um, it doesn't. They're never going to necessarily trust someone who's a one-man band again. So even if you've got 10 staff members, if you look like a one-man band, I think that's damaging to your business.
Mm-hmm.
So we try and treat the business as a business. Give 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if someone's not happy, we'll come back and re-clean it, no questions asked. Um, we'll like we say, reply to emails, reply to calls, whether it's sorry we're too busy or we don't do that kind of work. We'll always reply to the email. We don't just ignore it. And I think things like that really do make the difference with people. With trust, it's more than anything is about the trust.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. What is your short and long term plan for your business? Like how can you get from curbside where it's at now to really where you want it to go? What tweaks or changes
So
you do?
yeah, so it's a difficult one because we're still only 2 years old. It's I, I'm moving very quickly, but time's moving very slowly, if that makes sense. So things that I change now can be quite drastic, but they were not going to make an effect for another 6 to 8 months or
Yeah.
whatever down the line. So I think short term, I'll be looking at taking on a full time staff member. So I've got someone who helps me a couple of days a week, and
Mm.
then like occasional extra days if there's a busy job. Um, but I think short term, be looking at taking someone on full time, and then long term, ideally look at expanding over a larger area, and then taking on extra staff, and me personally taking a step back from the cleaning side to focus on growing the business. But that's a big step for me.
Yeah.
I do like to be in control a little bit.
Yeah, and don't we all? And I'm the same way too, because it's like when you're in it and doing the cleaning, it's like you're in control. You know how detailed you are, and I'm sure
Yeah,
other people might not be as detailed as you are. So finding the right people to see the same vision as you, that's so important because you want to be able to
Yeah,
step away and your same service and everything will not change just because you're not in the truck.
exactly that. And I think that's in my head a shorter a shorter journey than I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a much larger journey. But I think over like medium term, I'm going to look at sort of solidifying my equipment. So I've got quite a bit of equipment on finance at the moment,
Mhm.
where I've grown so quickly. So medium term, look at
Think.
I've got some plans for new vans to do, larger van. So I've got plans hard down into it, but again, costs money,
Yeah.
and getting that all paid up, and then once that's done, I can look at really pushing the business in the direction I want. And also that should coincide with summer coming around, which is generally a busier time for us, which is nice.
Gotcha. Okay, man. And last question, Ryan, and I do appreciate your time, especially, I know it's late out there in the UK. Thank you so much. For somebody watching, a new entrepreneur in the home service business, or someone who's in already, they're in the business, they're frustrated, they're like, man, maybe I should just get a full-time job because business is hard and difficult. Any golden nuggets or tips you can offer him or her to just stay on the path and just keep pushing?
So I think the best thing that someone ever told me is that there's no success without sacrifice. So when you've got a job and you work for someone, it's very easy to be comfortable, um, and you can enjoy the creature comforts that come with getting your money at the end of each month. But when you start your first business or any business, you really have to um, cut back on some of those luxuries. So I haven't been on holiday for 3 years. I haven't been out for dinner probably less than 5 times in the last 2 years. But I really did work bare bones for the first 18 months. But in the last 6 months, I've had the opportunity to spend on some nicer things, which taking the sacrifice in the first place has allowed me to do. So I guess overall, in a nutshell, it would be remember why you chose to start your business in the first place, whether it was to spend more time at home or to earn more money. Um, but remember that nothing comes without sacrifice, especially when you're starting a business. So that would be my golden bit of knowledge.
Perfect. No, that I'm actually just writing that down. I love that quote. No success without sacrifice. Remember why you started the business in the first. I love that.
Mhm.
I was writing that down for me. And I'm gonna put
Yeah, and
that.
I think as well, like the thing I've always got to remember is business is 10, 10 years. So every year you can make to that you can make 200 one contract away from the next big thing. So just keep plugging away, and yeah, it will work out in the end. All it takes is one customer, and that customer could own a chain of restaurants or chain of car showrooms, and then they decide to have something done every year, and that can change the direction of your business almost immediately.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ryan. Thanks for all that information. No, that was really good nuggets, man. And I want to thank you again for taking the time. I know it's late out there, but
No, I
keep
appreciate
doing,
it. It's been good
yeah,
fun.
keep doing what you're doing, man. And definitely. And where can people find you on Facebook and your YouTube channel if they want to check you out?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, all of them. Curbside cleaning. Um, it's all the same on
Okay.
all of the socials. We try to be as active as we can on all of them. Reply to anyone. So reach out, ask a question. Be
Yeah,
more
I
than happy
mean,
to have it.
Man, I reached out to you and you emailed me back quickly. I was like, geez, like
Yeah,
I was like, wow, I was impressed with your service. I'm like, man,
yeah.
if this guy's
You've
replying
got to
back
be
to
on
me
the
this
ball.
quick, he's probably replying back to his clients even faster.
Yeah, yeah. We've got to be on the ball.
Yeah, no, well, thank you so much, man. And yeah, you
No
have a
worries.
wonderful night, man, and we'll talk soon.
You too.
All
Thanks,
right.
Daniel. Bye bye.